but I don't think he has any intentions on going back to Cleveland. Bronny's right now in the combine. Chicago's right around the corner, so I think he's doing a little tour right now, going to check on Bronny, check on Moms.
A little Midwest visit.
Yeah, a little Midwest tour, but don't forget, he's from Akron. Akron and Cleveland, from what I hear, don't really even get along. So he ain't try to go back to Cleveland.
Well, you brought up Bronny, so let's check out what he did earlier today at the Combine in Chicago. He took the floor for the 5-on-5 scrimmage. Man. We talked about how important this is, right, particularly coming off that season at USC, showing scouts, executives what he's got. He posted at 4 points, 4 rebounds in this game.
Yeah, you can't take too much from everyone out there is trying to show something, so it's really hard to stand out and get a lot of points in a game like that.
Right, exactly. But he's not currently on ESPN's latest mock draft. You can see his measurements here, right? He's listed at 6'4" during his time at USC, but we all know how those college measurements kind of go, right? So the Combine lists him at 6'2" with a 6'7" wingspan, so think like a Donovan Mitchell, Deuce McBride type of build. He's not in ESPN's latest mock draft, but what do you think that the impact he could make as an NBA player?
I mean, I like the first clip. I like the first clip of him guarding somebody. I think when you're in the situation that Bronny's in, it's not about scoring. Can you help a team win? And the way you're going to help a team win and you go into a situation is, can you guard? Can you guard multiple positions? We in Miami like to have Swiss Army knives, guys that can guard 1, 2, 3, maybe sometimes 4. So maybe he doesn't have the height right now, but he has the wingspan and he could possibly have the build. He needs a situation where he can come in and be developed. And I think if he's developed, he can be a huge piece to somebody at some point.
Yeah, first I just want to acknowledge how impressive he was yesterday. You know, to go in that situation where you know how many eyes are on you. He's been the talk of the TV for the past couple of weeks. You know, he's gotten a lot of criticism from people. For him to go and shoot the ball the way he did, post the numbers, even his vertical, 40 inches. I knew he had bounce. I didn't know he could jump like that.
Right.
You know, he was impressive yesterday, so you got to give him credit first and foremost. But yeah, this is a guy who's played high-level basketball his entire life. He played at Sierra Canyon with pros. He's grew up around pros. His pops is one of the highest IQ basketball players of all time. You know, he played at USC. He was in the McDonald's game. He's played high-level basketball. So I don't think that it's a far-fetch for this guy to be able to find a roster spot. Might not play right away, but will go to the G League, develop a little bit more, and can be a guy that can play in the NBA. I have no doubt about that Bronny, with his ability alone, and IQ, that he could find a way to play in the NBA.
Our Adrian Wojnarowski reported on the show yesterday that it is more than likely that he will spend some time in the G League, but really what he needs to find is the infrastructure around him within some sort of team that has a culture, not to use. He's here. You have to use the term heat culture at least once. If there's a team that has that sort of culture that's able to uplift him and grow with him and be able to develop them. I'm not saying any specific team. I'm just saying that sort of sentiment. Brian, what do you think of all of this?
Well, first off, if Bronny James ended up in Miami, he should be honored because their history of developing players is pretty much unmatched. That's a side issue.
Thank you.
I thought Bronny had a terrific day yesterday. Number one, that 210, that shouldn't be just ignored. He was playing at less than 200 pounds at USC. He obviously wasn't able to work out while he came back from that terrible heart incident. He has been working hard on his body. Look at how much stronger and thicker his arms are. That was a very good sign. Also, you mentioned that 6'7" wingspan. That bodes very well. If you're going to be 6'1", 6'2", and play in the NBA, you got to be elite at something. You either got to be an elite shooter, an elite point guard, or an elite defender. He shot the ball very well yesterday, and we know that he has very good defensive fundamentals. The other thing I'm going to point out, people don't know Bronny. LeBron made the decision to keep him sheltered. He's never given a press conference in his career. He is going to be giving his first ever press conference today. Also, teams want to get to know him. He's been purposely kept back. Teams are going to meet with him and get to know him more. We're going to learn a lot more, not only about Bronny, but about where his place is in this draft as we go through these next few weeks.
I'm on fire. It's NBA,